on his game trailer, 007 First Light, I heard a lot of buzz about it. I am not like a big fan of James Bond, especially like video game wise. So I'll just let's just check out the honest game trailer, seeing what it's about, because like for sure, like this is James Bond. First Light is really a game I will not spend time interesting myself, just like wasting my time on it. So let's check it out.
The following is rated S for spoilers. From the studio that gave us one of gaming's most iconic characters.
And by the way, it's really strange, like a James Bond game became so successful and did so much buzz. Like, it's just surprising. Good on them, but like for real, like Hitman is already something that like a type of game that like I do not care, but James Bond, god fucking damn it, no.
And made him wear a chicken suit as a main focus of gameplay. Comes their take on another legend of sneaky peeky, shooty scooty, showing you a side of Bond that you've never seen before, hitting puberty. Bond.
Jesus Christ.
James Bond. 007. First Light. Take a jaunt into the jolly good world of British espionage as 007 makes its way into the mainstream video game scene with an IP as old as you screaming about golden guns and Oddjob being cheap. But this is a brand new game for a new era, as long as you don't count all the straight-from-movie garbage that no one gave a shit about, as you discover Gen Z James Bond.
Yeah, because like the James Bond games kept on going, and it was never really good. It wasn't never completely like awful. If you're a James Bond fan, it's better than nothing, right? But like it was never like First Light type of like buzz, you know, like
fresh off the block with a brand new Riz, no cap. Now with 70% less misogyny, which is a really easy mark to hit if you watched any Connery films.
Man talk.
Dive into the non-canonical origins of the smoothest JB since JB Smooth.
Open that one more time. Open it again. Open it again. Oh!
As you play a young Bond from his humble origins as army guy, all the way to secret agent, where his disregard for orders and making a mess only gets him more promoted even harder. Then watch as he gets accepted into Hogwarts, the revamped Spy Kids program. Revived for a makeover after years of being buried, in an extremely meta nod at reviving this IP. There, you'll be forged into the ultimate super spy by doing a ton of tutorials, getting into some hooliganism, and watching all your friends get killed. Then vow to get revenge as Dark Bond, complete with tactical black turtleneck, where you'll travel the world to chase down the rogue 009, only to find out he's dead, and even worse, Lenny Kravitz is there. Okay,
Lenny
I know celeb
Kravitz.
cameos are like a thing for the studio, but not letting me punch Lenny Kravitz in the balls is a huge oversight. Man's been asking for it since 2015.
what?
Huge oversight. Man.
Lenny Kravitz, well,
Man's been asking for it since 2015.
what the
Peel
fuck?
away layers of conspiracy until you find the real mastermind, like any good Bond film.
And it's actually you, or like some fucking like preachy story.
Spoiler
Okay, no,
alert, the dude with the most
forget
money
what I
did
said.
it. As you uncover that a billionaire who sold their super spy computer to the spy agency has to cover for their terrible AI always being wrong about everything. That may be more realistic than a continent-destroying laser, but is ultimately even more ridiculous, because clearly you can make an AI that churns out useless garbage, and they'll throw money at you anyway. These evil plots used to be fun, not just an accurate portrayal of reality. Where's my moon base? Where's my Bond girl named Vagina O'Plenty?
My name is Galore.
Get your license to not kill with the extremely similar playstyle of Hitman, minus a bunch of the stuff that makes those games fun. as 007 focuses more on investigation, charm, and stealth, as you use nifty gadgets and distractions to try to be as subtle as possible, going through different maps with efficient navigation, just plain lying, or punching them out fast enough to not draw attention. Then, finally get permission to shoot, because apparently there's a rule that spies can't just unload into a crowd, with cover shooting that feels like the spiritual successor of Uncharted, especially when you wobble from cover to cover like you've been on an Elon-sized dose of horse tranks, fighting the controls so you don't pop out of cover to accidentally get riddled with bullets, with limited ammo that will have you running to pick up your enemy's guns, and throwing your empty guns at their faces to get another gun while they're dazed. That when done right makes you feel like you're straight up John Wick. And when it doesn't, feels like you're Jack Black doing motion capture for Kung Fu Panda, with some really interesting action gameplay that would be amazing if you weren't fighting with your controller like a child without his ADD meds. You know, you would think that James Bond would have better coordination. Then you remember he's canonically an alcoholic.
3 measures of Gordon's, 1 of vodka, half a measure of quinoa lily, shake it over rice, and then add a thin slice of lemon peel.
So strap on that fancy spy watch and put on your best British accent, isn't it? For a revamp of 007 that, despite its rough patches, faithfully delivers the charm and flavor of the franchise with a solid solo experience that we can only hope will justify a sequel, because even if AAAs are in the toilet, it would be awesome to see more games that deliver on a big budget's promise. A fun game. Look, I just want to drive
That's actually awesome to know.
highlights, and there hasn't been a Twisted Metal game in forever, okay? This will do for now. Starring Inspector Gadget, weird-looking Bond girl, smallest currency, Madam I'd like to fornicate, British John Waters, totally spy, Elon Musket, Jared Leto
Musket.
again, Glock, and Lenny Kravitz as himself. Did anyone tell him to play a character? Because he clearly wasn't listening.
Now, you die.
Mission Timpossible. Honestly, the most anxiety-inducing part of this game isn't defusing a bomb or running to an exit on time. It was this bow tie QuickTime event. I just really didn't want to disappoint my Q. There isn't unresolved trauma or anything. I swear. Tell us what you'd like to hear in my epic voice.
Pretty
in the
much
comments.
like this gave me like all the reasons like to confirm that like I'll never play this game. But it's cool that like they delivered something when it comes to AAA, to the classic AAA, let's say. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Honest Game Trailer.